Nick famously recently said Aaron was scared of coke. Yeah, I don't want to end up like you. All the advantages in the world handed to me at birth. And you fucking shit the bed and your life is over now at less than 45. Yeah, you're right. I am scared of drugs. I don't want to do them and have them fuck up my life like they did you. And then he's bragging about them, saying like, yeah, I went into a K-hole. And yeah, you're 45 with 5 kids. It's fucking pathetic. You're pitiful. So yeah, that shit worked on me. The pictures of the people on meth, that worked on me. I'll never touch meth in my life. The cigarettes, having 2 parents who quit smoking before they were 30, and having a grandmother die from lung cancer, and then the pictures of the black lungs and how long it takes to clear them out after you quit smoking. Yeah, that shit worked.
Allow me to answer that by pointing out.
When I was a kid, what I'm saying is, like, as an adult, you shouldn't need that. Taste Ferre Alto. Yeah, Nick's whole thing. Aaron does coke during his show. Aaron's afraid to do coke. Watching him project on Camelot's show last night was funny. The clip I watched, he's like, Aaron lies about everything. He doesn't even know he's lying. He lies day to day and it changes. And it's like, no, bro, my story stayed exactly the same. Plus, isn't it like this week alone you've confirmed like 3 things I've said? Like your dick not working, the K-holes, bunch of other, like Aaron has been spot on about everything. Here's what it really is. Nick's just incapable of admitting he was wrong. He's incapable of admitting he hurt people. He's incapable of admitting he was a shitty father. He's incapable of admitting he was a shitty pretty much everything. He wants people to believe he was cool and fun and it was hip. And Aaron laid out the truth and said, it wasn't. It was gross. We were bad parents. We were irresponsible monsters. We, you, me, all of it. But he can't come to grips with that, so I have to be lying. I will say this. Until the day he dies, whenever that is, Nick will do his best to create his own world and live inside of it. And he will, any threat to expose facts to that bubble, he will attack it as hard as he can. I will give him that credit. Taste Fairy says Nick also insinuated that you graped him. Yeah, he said that I had non-consensual sex with him. I did not have sex with Nick Rekieta ever. I didn't engage in any sex act. There was no licking anything. There was no time where he was with April and then I went in there right at. That never fucking happened. April and I were both against that. One of the rules that April and I laid down is that we're not into the group stuff. And we don't want everyone to get, and we don't want to go like back to back and shit like that. Like, I will say this, April and I laid down that ground rule. So that's another lie that Nick's told amongst many. But yeah, we weren't, like I said, April and I didn't love each other anymore. April and I both wanted some strange, and this was our excuse. We probably, like the minute we both realized we were willing to do that, we both should have went, why don't we just get a divorce? Like, what's with this charade? And Nick's like, Aaron wants to make it sound like it was cheap. And it was cheap. You were high as a fucking kite on coke and ketamine all the time. And we were doing degenerate shit. Nick, that's the definition of cheap, buddy. You got to open your eyes. You got to figure out, why do you think you look haggard and beat to piss and you're uglier than a mud fence? Shot at and missed, shit at and hit, getting 3 hours of sleep every day. You are going to sleep the sleep of the saved, buddy, the minute you can be honest with yourself and stop looking at me like I'm the lying problem and admit, why does Aaron look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed? Why has Aaron moved on to a good relationship and he's incredibly healthy with a woman he loves? Oh, it's because Aaron was able to confront the monster within himself, talk about what a piece of shit he was and work on it, while as Nick is trying to convince strangers on the internet, no, it was really cool and it was awesome. I wasn't a piece of shit and a bad father. You were a bad everything, just like me. And notice the minute April and myself got away from you, we both started doing a lot better. The minute you start taking that powerful projection and projecting it inward and taking a look, I promise you, it's going to, I know your mommy and daddy never made you really work things out the hard way, but the minute you do that, it's going to be really rewarding and you're going to be able to sleep at night. You won't have to be shoving that fucking Adderall up your nose and sucking on that fucking, what's that thing he pretends is a dick? The Whippets thing. You won't have to do that anymore. But you don't want to look inside yourself, do you, champ? You don't want to have that introspection. That's too difficult. Well, whenever you're ready, there's plenty of resources.